up? This is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive, or P-Bandai, HGUC Johnny Ridden's Gelgoog. Now, as I mentioned on my previous review of the Johnny Ridden Zaku 2, I am a big fan of Johnny Ridden, mostly for his character, mostly for his mobile suits, especially his choice of colors, using the actual, like, really red color instead of, like, Char's or Aznabel's, like, pinkish red color. So once again, this kit exactly arrived yesterday, and I built it last night, and here we have the review. Now, once again, this is a Premium Bandai kit, meaning it's a limited edition. Also, it's mostly a recolor in a nutshell, so for some, it may not be too special, while to some people like me who loves collecting and who's a fan of the character, it's something that one can appreciate in some way. Okay, so first of all, before we start with the review, I'm still going to go with my usual on components. And also, I did review a Gelgoog, but that was a long time ago, and I do not have that kit anymore. Well, I technically have it, I just can't find it at this point, but yeah, so I'm just going to go with a full review once again. So I'm just going to push this to the back a little bit and talk about its components. So first of all, what you get, of course, is the Gelgoog itself. Here are the leftover parts, and before I go over the leftover parts, I have a confession to make. Now, while building the kit, I kind of misread the instruction manual, and I wasn't aware there were two of the same plates, but in different colors. So for the Gelgoog, there's this round piece for the cockpit section. So what I'm talking about is that round piece that you see on the belly, right over here, right over here. So I accidentally put that piece onto the wrong colored plate, so I had to pry this thing and then break this entire thing to get this piece off. So that's my confession to make, but I would like to mention, as a leftover piece, you do get the entire waist section as a leftover piece, not the connecting point, but these two black and black colors. So I just want to say that. Other than that, here is another piece where I cut off. Here's the main backpack connector of the kit. So I believe if you're going for the normal Gelgoog that doesn't require the backpack but has the shield and the whatchamacallit, Beam Naginata holder connector, you like the come on, like. Yeah, sorry about the camera. I don't know what's going on with it right now. There we go. So if you want to have the Naginata holder and the shield, this is what you use. And here we have some red pieces, which I cannot really tell, but as far as I know, one is to cover up the back skirt hole to hold in the Beam Naginata. The other one, I am not too sure what these are. I believe this one is, okay, now I think I know. This one is the covering up for the bottom section of the crotch area to connect the action base. So I believe that is what that is for. So that's that. Okay, so here's the leftover pieces. Once again, I cut off. Here we have the headpiece. So if you want to have the normal Gelgoog cannon head, you can use this, because the normal Gelgoog cannon head does not require a commander antenna, and it only requires that like back fin thing. Also, here we have some, some leftover pieces due to the semi-double plate and then the recolor aspect. So in this kit, it actually uses black pieces, I believe, and they actually seem a little bit larger, but I could be wrong. Okay, now here we have another whole plate. Okay, I really don't know what's going on with my camera right now. Okay, so first of all, we have some leftover polycaps, a good amount of them, so nothing too special regarding that. And here we have some leftover pieces. Now we have the front crotch area, the back skirt area, the side skirt areas. Here we have black versions of the cover-up holes for the back skirt, the lower for the action-based connecting area. And this is another piece that you use red on this, but it's a black. It goes on like behind the crotch anyway. And here we have another piece that goes on to the waist section. So we have a black section here. So if you want to make your own like customized color version, you could totally use this if you want to do so. And now I'm not sure this one should be considered a leftover piece, but it's actually the normal Gelgoog beam rifle. Technically, this kit is not based on the Gelgoog cannon and Gelgoog set. This is actually based on the Char's Gelgoog from the HGUC line. So yeah, you still get this beam rifle. So yeah, that's a good thing. But I'm not gonna demonstrate this since the manual that came with it doesn't really mention it. Alright, so here are what you're supposed to get. Sorry about that. First of all, we have a sticker sheet and a decal sheet. So number one, the sticker, we get that really, one of those mono-eye stickers where it has the black sections and the mono-eye in the middle. And I believe this is another option for the mono-eye if you want to just color the entire thing, the inside piece black, and then, use a single sticker, I believe. And then here we have some sticker decal sheet, which is actually exclusive to this kit. We have big giant 010s or 10s, and we have this black section, which I assume is for those who don't want, like, once again, it's like one of those stickers where if you want to have a deactivated Gelgoog, I guess you can use this. We have more symbols, small symbols going on here, which this one's supposed to go on the wrist, but I didn't actually use that. We have another like small number 10. And yeah, there were like two big Zeon symbols, which I did use, and you'll see at the kit. And here we go, we have the shield. Nothing too special, it's your Gelgoog shield with a different color scheme. I used one of the big 10s and the white Zeon symbol as mentioned on the manual. And here we have like connecting points, but you're mostly going to be using the shield with this connector because I believe this one, sorry about that, this one is actually for the backpack if you don't have it, I mean for the back connector, but since this kit actually has a backpack, you won't be using this one. So that's that. And we have a beam Naginata. Once again, it's the same thing but red handle. Now I was kind of hoping that these would be blue because in some games like this was the Johnny Ridden's Naginata color was in blue, the beam effects I mean. But once again, since this is just a recolor and remold and reuse of a already existing kit, I'm not too surprised. And here we have a open hand. Oh, I should mention that you get four hands in total. You get two multi-purpose hands that you see right there. One open hand for the left hand, which is actually gives this is actually a pretty good hand. It actually gives you a lot of play value, and it does help in various poses. And you have a trigger finger, which is meant for this bazooka, which is actually a very different shape bazooka that we usually see in Zeon mobile suits. It's very simple. Snap two pieces together and build this top piece that has like the scope and sensor. And then we have this piece on the bottom, which is connected to as a ball joint to which you can move the handle. And if you actually check my Facebook page, you will see that I did actually take photos of the Gelgoog holding this in both hands, which isn't it's not that hard, but once again, at first I was struggling. Okay, now let's get on to the review. Now, I just want to mention that some people, I saw a comment on my last review saying, what does the RB mean? It actually means Red Blitz, and you can see that they're kind of similar symbols, but in a different size, I guess. So just want to mention that in terms of the decal size. And you can see the Gelgoog and Zaku actually have a pretty good height difference. Okay, now let's get on to the review. I'm gonna mention like what are the new parts or exclusive parts for this kit. Now I believe what you're seeing on the head, I could be wrong, but when I was building the Gelgoog and Gelgoog cannon sets, the thing was that for that kit, for the normal Gelgoog, it didn't have the back fin, which of course, and the Gelgoog only had the commander antenna, and then the Gelgoog cannon had this only. So yeah, but then again, this is actually based on Char's version, so maybe that could be the case. But I could be just confused for some reason. Here we have the head. It doesn't move that much, and that back fin is actually kind of loose on mine. But you can go through E60 if you force your way around, and then you have your chicken that sort of a okay. That actually popped out. Uh, there we go. So that's connected as a ball joint, so you can go down that much, up that much. And 360 was possible, and if you want to move the mono eye, I believe you have to take the entire part, you have to take the top part off and then move the mono eye manually, so that's kind of the downside of that. So for the head, or no, I mean body sections, there's nothing too special going on. I did mention that I kind of messed up the round part because I misplaced it. The body sort of has an ab crunch, but an ab crunch that doesn't go on front but goes a little bit to the back a lot, so that's that. And then a 360 twist on the body is possible like that. And then now let's look at the shoulders. The shoulders have Now they're not ball joint. They're kind of different from modern kits, but it does have the aspect of moving the shoulder forward a little bit like that. So that's that. And then I believe also these are one of those shoulders like the master grade, where the arm and the shoulder are separate pieces. So the shoulder is not actually connected to the main arm. So that you can move the shoulder up that much and then move the arm to the side about a good amount, more than 90 degrees actually. And then you have a typical 360 twist on the arm itself, and you can move the arm 360 entirely as well. The arm is only a double jointed. Sorry about that. The arm is only a 90-degree bent, which is well, considering its age, oh well. And then you have a typical ball jointed hand, and we have these holes, which is actually meant for the shield to connect. Okay, now let's look at the backpack. The backpack, I believe, is a exclusive part for this kit. If you buy the Gelgoog and Gelgoog cannon set, you'll be getting a cannon backpack, which is, I believe, is also a different design from this. So once again, the backpack, it looks pretty good. I mean, you have the moving thruster right over here, and it connects fairly simple to the backpack, I believe. I mean, to the back of the mobile suit, which again, you have a single peg hole, simple as that. Yeah, and no stickers required on this, and I do love those how they made those cables look out. And here we have another connector for the beam Naginata. Of course, you have to take off the beam effects, but that's how it connects. And then we have now sort of a set. We have these. The back skirt does not move. We have the side skirt, which again does barely move at all. So because of these, the legs can go less than 90 degrees, and despite having a double joint, because of the design and bulky stuff, we have only less than, well, more than 90 degrees, I guess, but still not as much as you would think. And we have all these thrusters on the back skirt and then under the leg armor as well. And your feet are your typical ball jointed feet. And then for the sides, they connect as ball joints, so there's no side swivel going on here. But still, because of it's a ball joint, it does have a good range of movement. And once again, because of the side skirt, you cannot, and the ball joint connection, you cannot go more than this for the legs. Okay, we've seen that. Now let's look at the equipment. Well, the shield is pretty much self-explanatory. You just plug in the shield and there you go. Voila. And here's that yellow zeon symbol I use. Now, I think I messed up applying the sticker decal over there. So for this one, it's fairly simple. Now, despite being an exclusive part, this is still based on the old kit. So, I mean the hand. So this weapon does not have the hole and peg system, since the normal Gelgoog did not, or Char's Gelgoog did not have that system as well. So on the hand, it may feel a little bit wobbly on this one. So here we go. And once again, with that moving extra handle, you can now pose. You can actually, it does really help on allowing you to do the double hand pose if you want to do so. Once again, but getting it on the correct position is not easy. But once you get it, it sort of works like that. I'm kind of forcing it right now, but this is like somehow you're supposed to do it. And that's pretty much it for the beam Naginata. You just need to either like unplug this part or slide it in, or just do the annoying take off the hand, disassemble the hand and reassemble with the Naginata on it. And that's pretty much it. Now, since you do have the beam rifle and you do have the trigger finger, you are able to use this gun if you want to do so. So other than that, this is still a basic Gelgoog kit. So this is mostly, I would like imagine like collectors like me, or collectors of Gelgoogs, or like fans of the character would be getting this. So I say, if you didn't buy this, you're not missing a lot. This is like one of those kits that's kind of meant for those fans who are like really a fan of a specific character or a specific color or variation. So once again, you're not missing out much. But once again, the Gelgoog itself isn't, I know it definitely needs a revive kit, but at the same time, the current one we have, it isn't that bad as you think. Anyways, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of Johnny Ridden's Gelgoog. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. I still have more kits to buy and build and make reviews out of, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time!